Well, rest of you, just finish scoring yourselves, but help me out because I think everyone's got the CEO assessment done. How many level 1 leaders do we have? Well, just be honest that you scored and you came out level 1. Anybody? 1, okay? Thank you for your honesty. Give her a big hand. You know what? It's like, I got great news for you. There's only one place to go, right? That's right. How many level 2 leaders? Anybody score themselves as a level 2? How many level 3 leaders? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many level 4 leaders? 1, 2, keep your hands up, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many level 5 leaders? Any? 1, 2. We're going to have you give the rest of the message here today. That's good. So on the level 4s, what do you think you need? You're close. There's a lot of good, strong leaders here. The level 4s, what do you need to do to be a number 5, rather, based on what we talked about before? So pick your ego down. Ego down. That's good. That gets in our way. Absolutely. What else? More planning, being more intentional, right? Plan your work, work your plan. Plan on being successful. Plan on being number 1, and then execute those steps to become that. And guess what? You'll become it.
Ask what a number 1 could do to get to a number 5, and I'll give you that answer.
I'm coming to you, but go ahead. Go for it.
I want to go spend 2 weeks with the number 5s.
Excellent. So, number 5s, raise your hand, number 5s. Okay? Set a time. Set a time to go be with them. How about number 4s? Anything else on number 4s? And that's excellent too, by the way. That's absolutely excellent. Well, and think about that. The people out there who want to become like you, they want to spend time. You want to attach yourself to a star. That just nails the point that I'm talking about here with the other agents. Anybody else on the 4s? We talked about that. Have a plan, drop the ego. What else? What's that?
Stronger professional will.
Yeah, and maybe the discipline, just combining that with the discipline to put that in place. Very, very good. We scored on the Extreme Team Makeover. Has everybody got their scores done? Let's see our scores here. How many are in poor condition? We need a major, we've got to get Ty and the gang and rebuild this thing. 1? You scored yourself as a poor?
I don't have a team.
You don't have a team. Okay. Well, looking at your office, right? Do you have an office? You're a broker owner? Oh, you're just opening one. Well, cut yourself some slack, man, right? You're new. We'll give you a pass. We'll give you a pass. Come next year, though? No, I'm just kidding. Did anybody rank themselves as poor? Poor condition? That's good. We don't have to tear the whole thing down. How about fair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're nodding your head. Is that a yes? Fair and good or fair and poor? What do you want to be? Fair or good on this? I know, but what do you want to look at? Honestly, do you want to look at yourself as now?
Right now, I would have to honestly say fair.
Fair. Okay, so let's say raise your hand one more time. Fair. So that's 1, 2. I'll count you as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. How many good? Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to have to go back and do the math. Make sure this math adds up. See if anybody's counting yourself twice. Double voting doesn't count here. Excellent condition. Nobody. Okay. In those areas, did anybody score on the individual categories, 1s or 2s? And we can have a conversation about that. What was the area that you scored a 1 or 2 in? Database management. That's a hole, isn't it? We really want to find our holes and fill them quickly. So where were you were scoring overall pretty low on that. So as a company?
Well, that's the way I'm scoring it as a company.
Yep. Okay, so you're talking not only yourself, but your execs, right? How many execs do you have? 26. 26. Here's what happens when we are not managing our leads and including your agents that you're wanting to recruit. For example, on Executive Edge, I've helped a lot of executives and brokers just open that thing up and use it. The database management is a hill to die on, I will tell you that. So is daily prospecting and recruiting. There's a lot of hills to die on. But that's definitely one of them, because we have leads falling through the cracks. I coach all industries. I actually have a call center that I have, and I have my sales reps. I manage a sales team. And I am on them on how they're working and managing their leads and how they're categorizing them, how they're managing them off the calendar and so forth. I will tell you this, if you shore that up, you will stop a leak in the dam. There's money that's being lost, and that really needs to be a paramount priority. And I would say, in lieu of anything else, because I try to give people, what's your preference? What do you use? And I've manage sales teams with Goldmine and ACT and so forth, and I think Executive Edge is a good program. Start with that. I mean, they have it on their program, and get who would be the contact. Are you? Be you. Oh, come on, she's right here, right? So let's hook up with them, and let's get everybody in on a web training, or have them come out live, or whatever we need to do, and get them to exercise, getting their leads loaded in, and following up. It's one thing to load all your leads in there. It's another to use it every single day. And it's a discipline that we need to put in place. But also your recruit leads need to get managed in there, and that can help you with that. Thank you for sharing that too. That's very, very important. Anybody else scored? You scored overall pretty well, but you had some holes. Ones or twos or zeros? Yeah.
I can't get in my listings loaded into the MLS properly.
You can't.
I don't have a real estate company.
You can, right, so that's why you scored so. Let's see where he was going with that. Got it. Get help. You need help, Ken, and I can't help you. I can't help you. Get somebody, find help for that. Anybody else? You scored low, and yeah.
I had a 1 on team players not being partners. Right now, it's just me and my wife.
Right. Well, yeah, some of that, you give yourself a 3 on that, and go, I don't say fire your wife. But here's one of the keys in that, and the reason I put that in there. Too often, and I'm not saying go and fire all your family, okay, when you come back in, but too often, the prerequisite that we have on people around us is because they're related to us. That isn't generally the biggest criteria for success, whether they're related or how well you know them or how friendly. I mean, it's comfortable. It's easy for us to do that, and we want to bring, it's kind of cozy in a way. But what happens if they're not the right behavioral fit and they don't have the right skill set for the position that we're asking them to do? We have problems when we do that. I will say one of the keys, if you read the book Good to Great, that kept good companies from being great, it's nepotism. It's entitlement. It's the feeling that I have to, the dad grows the business. They put all their hard work and effort in. They bring their sons in. They didn't have the skin in the game. There's an entitlement feeling. I'm a rudnick, right? I deserve to be in that position. It's the greatest downfall on teams. So just be careful. Again, don't fire your family when you go home. I'm saying let's just be careful and not always think about the first reason why somebody's in on the team is because they're related. Does that make sense? If you are a son or a daughter on the team, make sure you're not taking that position for granted, and become the best you can be, and don't take advantage of that relationship. That's the best advice that I can give. But it's very, very important that we're bringing the right people on for the right reason. Are they the best fit? Great, that person's your spouse. They may be the best fit, but let's test that and really make sure. Is there someone else better that can come in? So let's just keep that in mind as we're going. On that whole team concept, some of that can be with your support staff as well. That's a big piece of support staff. Two things. Possibly you have the wrong ones on there. It's not about, for example, when I talk in on coaching, it's not about taking commands from me. It's about taking commands of their business or your business, right? Okay. And I think if you're positioning it, and for them not to feel like we're micromanaging, we just want you to set large goals and achieve them. You know, one of the greatest reasons why people fail to set large goals, they don't know how to get there. If you have a business plan that's developed and created right, that breaks it down not only from the annual, but then to the monthly, weekly, and daily, and then if we focus specifically on achieving those daily goals, very often you come down to the daily goals and they're not that big of a deal. What does it require? Managing of your time and discipline to execute on those daily numbers, focus on the daily numbers, and you have somebody who's coming alongside, not trying to breathe down their neck. I just want to help you make more money. I want to help remove the lid. Now, if they don't want help with that, that's their small-mindedness, and they can go seek it perhaps somewhere else. But I think if we start taking a different approach, and this is about making you better. And we're going to talk about this a little deeper here on how you take that in. Not everyone's coachable or trainable. Pick your battles. I'm saying the big picture, though, we start bringing people in that are wanting to grow and learn.
Focus on those guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's people, no matter what I do, they're not going to heed my advice, and I'm not going to be very reticent to give it either. Does that make sense? We go to people that want to hear and grow. Good stuff. Is this helpful? Kind of see where we're at, where we need to go, where we need to grow and get better. Does anybody else in the room have advice on the database management, on the speaking into the life, and within the team element to grow from the knowledge and experience in the room to add in? Just from your personal experience, maybe you scored a 5 in that area. Or what it's done if you've really mastered database management. By the way, has anyone mastered database management in here? You're rocking with your base, with your leads, and most of your execs are in there. Any 5s? Of course, Annette. No. So, well, let's share numbers, and if we find strengths that somebody has in this room and another, let's pull from that as well. Like you're saying, hey, you want to attach yourself to a star, right? Let's become the 5, and let's hook ourselves up with people who are like that. Well, I tell you what, this is really big because, first of all, you're pouring into them in manageable, regular pieces, and when they start seeing the pearls of wisdom coming out and the knowledge that's really behind all that you are, and the same, you start doing the same, and everyone else, what happens then is they're more likely to receive that from you and say, hey, listen, in fact, we're in the 4th quarter. I mean, let's think about this. You really have a month, maybe 5 weeks to put 2010 to bed, right? I mean, to get your pendings in, the way they're closing right now, whatever we don't have in by November 15th is pretty much 2011 business, and this is the time to be putting our business plans in place. All my clients, we'll start rolling out our 2011 business plans in the next 30 days. We want them all done by Thanksgiving, and this is where we should be working with our executives right now. What do you mean? We mean 2011. I can hardly get through the day. Well, here's what happens. So many of us are today focused. If we go from planning and working on 3, 6, 12 months from now, and that includes not only planning but then prospecting, because generally prospecting generates business 3, 6, 12 months from now. 3, 6, 12 months from now, we won't be looking for now money. And the best way and the best time to start on this is right now to get on this. Excellent, Stu, on that. And part of that's just how Stu works, but that's something all of us could put in place. Again, he's pouring into his people, showing a genuine concern on an intentional basis, even if it's kind of ad hoc or it's unscheduled. And that will give license and will give an open door to speak even deeper. And now we can go in and get more intentional. They'll be more likely to do this. Here's what I found that works. I'm sure you will too. How bad, John, do you want to get to that new goal? Well, we need to be more intentional, don't we? I think you lead them to the ultimate conclusion. It's like overcoming their objections. They have an objection to all this discipline. I don't like it. Well, what is it about growing your business that you don't like? Well, it feels rigid. Well, but if it got you to a better level in your business and you actually had more time to enjoy it, wouldn't that be worth it? I think sometimes it's getting people out of their old ruts. Remember, we hold ourselves back from all the potential that exists within us. Your executives are the same way. So part of you in your job is to help your executives get out of the way of themselves and get rid of this old stinking thinking, get out of the ruts, right? And get on the high road. And once you start working through them, you're basically becoming their coach as you do this.